named Hezekiah rose to power.
My name is Prince Will. I'm the Hubman. Welcome to the Hubman Media. Here, every Bible story is important. God has something He wants to tell you in the story you are about to watch. God bless you.
In the land of Judah, a great tension filled the air. The once peaceful kingdom now stood under the shadow of fear. Far beyond its borders, the mighty empire of Assyria was rising, an unstoppable force that conquered nations without mercy. Cities fell before them, kings bowed in fear, and hope seemed to disappear wherever their army marched. But in Jerusalem, a young king named Hezekiah rose to power. Unlike the rulers before him, Hezekiah did not trust in alliances or idols. He carried a different kind of strength, a quiet but unshakable faith in the God of Israel. From the very beginning of his reign, Hezekiah made bold decisions. He removed the idols from the land, tearing down the altars that had led the people away from truth. He restored worship in the temple and called the nation back to righteousness. It was not an easy path, but Hezekiah was determined to do what was right in the eyes of God. Yet peace did not last. The empire of Assyria turned its attention toward Judah. Their armies advanced like a storm, surrounding cities and striking fear into every heart. Soon, Jerusalem itself was encircled. The mighty walls of the city now stood face to face with thousands of enemy soldiers. The Assyrian commander stood before the gates and mocked the people. He mocked their faith. He mocked their king. And worst of all, he mocked the God of Judah, claiming no one could save them. Inside the city, fear spread quickly.
But Hezekiah did not respond with pride or panic. Instead, he tore his royal robes, dressed himself in humility, and went into the house of the Lord. There, in the silence of the temple, he laid everything before God. With deep sorrow and sincere faith, Hezekiah prayed. He did not rely on his strength, his army, or his wisdom. He simply trusted God to act. At the same time, the prophet Isaiah delivered a message of hope. God had heard the prayer of the king, and deliverance would come. The enemy would not prevail. That very night, something unseen moved through the Assyrian camp. In the silence of darkness, the strength of the empire was broken, not by swords, not by armies, but by the power of God alone. When morning came, what once seemed unstoppable had fallen silent. Fear turned into confusion, power turned into defeat, and Jerusalem stood untouched. But Hezekiah's journey was not over. Later, he fell gravely ill. His strength faded, and it seemed like the end had come. Once again, he turned his face to God in prayer. And once again, God responded with mercy, extending his life. As a sign of this miracle, something extraordinary happened. The shadow of the sun moved backward, defying the natural order of time itself. It was undeniable, unexplainable, a clear reminder that the same God who controls life also controls time. Hezekiah was healed. His life continued, and his story became something more than history. It became a testimony that, if this message spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone who might be going through a difficult moment right now. And in the comments, write this: one prayer can change everything. Let it be your declaration of faith.